Alright, so they gave us how fast theta is changing. So the rate of change, derivative with respect to time of theta. And that's 0.03 radians per second. They ask us to find the rate at which the height is changing at that point, because as theta gets bigger, this is opening up and the height is getting taller. So how fast is it changing? Right when it is 13. Well, we always write down what they've given us and precisely what they're asking us to find. And with these related rates problems, we now need an equation that relates these variables. So looking at what's given, you might try tangent of theta is h over 8. Keep in mind that h is changing as theta changes. Theta is changing as the number of seconds goes by. So h and theta are both functions of time. So when we take derivatives of this equation that was clearly the one we should use in this given problem, we're going to have to keep in mind that we need to use the chain rule because theta itself is a function of t. And h is also a function of t. Here we go. Let's take the derivative to get some expressions with things that we have and things that we want from this. Alright, take the derivative with respect to time of both sides. And let's see what happens. The derivative of tangent is secant squared. And then, of course, we have d theta dt because of the chain rule. And on the right side, the derivative of 1/8 h is just 1/8. But don't forget the chain rule. Alright, well, which one of these do we know? We know d theta dt is 0.03. Alright, and what they're looking for is this expression. This means we should be able to figure out exactly what this secant squared of theta is. And then we can multiply it by 8 and we'll have the answer. So, what is secant squared of theta? Well, we need to know what theta is maybe, or we need to know what the hypotenuse is, I suppose. So h is 13 in this moment. So let's substitute a 13 here for now. And then using the Pythagorean theorem, z is the square root of 233. So in this instance, we know exactly what secant squared of theta is, because secant of theta is the hypotenuse divided by the adjacent. So secant squared of theta is equal to 233 divided by 64. We'll put that value in here. Multiply everything times 8. And we'll have our answer. This is approximately equal to 8 times secant squared of 233/64. Oops, let me back that up. This is secant squared, so 8 times 233/64. And that's about 0.87375, which is choice C. We didn't need the units, but there they are. All right, that's number 37. Sweet.